Hello and welcome to TerraFirmaCraft Season 1 Episode 3. It's almost about time for me to head out. Uh, I just basically restarted my client. And I also found something interesting. Apparently Java likes to hold a second process. It's basically the launcher as a background process, and I just closed that to see if that would actually help with lag, and so far it's actually been doing better because it's using, or it was using 250,000 kilobytes, which is roughly about a fourth of a gig, and I want to see if that actually helps with my lag issue. Uh, Today I actually wanted to do the second process of trying to make some metal, and I think this works, and I can't guarantee this. I think this is the one. I need to take bismuth, native silver out. You can shift right click this with an open hand and it will open or take it out. And if you hear some thunder in the background, well, it's thundering. Simple as that. I just want to store any junk metals that I can't use immediately. They're not technically junk metals, but to me they're kind of junk metal. I still want to search for a little bit more because it would be important. That's still a lot of tin and copper. It's supposed to be 10 or 20%. No, it's supposed to be 20% tin, 80% copper. So I think I want to find a little bit more copper. And I do know where some is, but I'm kind of hesitant walking around that because that is able to collapse in on me at any time. Let's see. Yeah, it's like right around here is where I saw some malachite. And okay, actually I want to take a look down here. I'm just taking a look at some of the surrounding area because I might be able to use some of the, I guess, surface ore in those caves, but I don't know if there's any in there. I remember there was quite a bit of malachite around a mountainous region, which is just south here. Yeah, right here. I still have yet to find food, but I do know where I saw some last time, but I doubt it's still there. It was right around here was the malachite. It was like mixed in with these hillsides. Let's see. I don't need that much more actually, but I need at least about 16 total ore. Give or take about 3, I think. Because those small ones don't always give a large portion of ore, but it's enough. Let's see. Anything up here? I like that the food was actually restored. So now I have, I guess it's a small amount of food. And eating it still does nothing. I think at one point you're supposed to be able to eat these oats, but might not. Don't really care. Need some straw anyway. Okay. I see ore down there, but that's... Actually, is that native copper? It looks like native copper for some reason to me. Ooh. Silver. still need to... I'm trying to keep all my ores in these, and this is really good to keep carry around, just because, well, it is. It's extra storage, something that's really lacking in TerraFirmaCraft. Yeah, I can deal with native copper or malachite. And that looks like hematite, but that might be... That looks... Yeah, that's hematite, which is iron. I need wood. Or I can use this. Brick. Cobblestone stuff. Let's see. This is more clay. I actually need more clay too. There's so much stuff I need. Luckily I'll be able to at least store some of this. I need more of these ceramic vessels. And clay is the primary ingredient of that. By the way, I haven't lost anything yet, but there's decay ticks that happen every day, and they usually I set them to be about half of what they normally would be, just because the days are longer, because I want to be able to actually store food for the winter, because during the winter crops don't grow. So that's always an issue. Where is my shovel? I swear I had a shovel. Oh, there it is. I'm searching for it, searching for it, searching for it. Can't find it. Did it just say definitely rock again? I swear they need to fix that. Ooh, pig. Okay, it would be a good idea to kill him, but right now I'm not going to, because pigs are still useful. Funny enough, they create leather. Nah, never mind. You need to actually feed them, and they'll usually eat like random grass and stuff. I don't know if you have to specifically breed them, or I know you can breed them with the oats I found, so that's always good. There should be some sort of... I saw something green over here, and it didn't look like flowered stuff, you know, grass. Then maybe I was saying this. These are deceptive. No stone unturned. Oh, those are berry bushes. I don't think you can take them, but I think you can gather fruits from them. I don't know if they have to be grown to a certain extent or not. That's a raspberry bush, I think, or strawberry. Okay, those will be actually useful for a bit. I'm actually going to mark this, because I kind of like this, berries. And there we go. That allows you to keep a marker there. And I kind of like the map maker mod a little bit more than most of my other ones. Even though it's a little bit more resource intensive, it's, really in my opinion, it's better, and especially good for these survival type maps, because you need to plan ahead and be able to see more than just a small portion of the map. Let's see. Sticks. looking for anything that's not really a grain, because I can find plenty of grains as... Ooh, is this silver again? Yeah, silver is really common around here. Like, very common. I can make quite a few silver ingots here. I see pigs over there. I'm trying not to go for full protein again, because that wasn't very good in my test build, or test play. I'm generating terrain here, so it might be a little laggy, but so far this setup's actually much more stable than my first test of, or I guess the playthrough that never got aired, because almost immediately after I recorded it, I went on here to look up something, and there was this. What is that? That looks like that magnetite stuff. Speaking of which, I have some ores that I need to toss in here, don't I? They're going to die before they even get to me. Yeah, those javelins are actually pretty deadly if you get a good bit of distance on them. Not as good as arrows still. Actually, I guess arrows do a lot less damage, but you can shoot them more rapidly and more accurately. So it's kind of a trade-off. And you can make... ow. Luckily that was only 3 blocks. And it is getting night, isn't it? So I found every other ore except for... I probably shouldn't be taking this, actually. Why am I doing this? I'm distracted, and I like picking up ores that I can see. Even though I need to stop doing that because it's going to end very poorly for me if I can't find all this material. Again, there's tons of it. I'm actually surprised that there's so much ore here. That's one of the things I kind of like specifically about this update, is that you can now see the ore that you before you actually go and gather it. That's something you could never do because you always had to look at these stones and, is that cassiterite in this stone? No, that is just stone. Oh, is that cassiterite? I saw some just 5 blocks away. Oh no, that's valerite. Not useful at all in the same load. You can never find it. I always found that one piece of cassiterite in a large bunch of stone, but it was never helpful because I always needed more. I don't really care about that. Luckily, food doesn't kill you as quickly as I expected. Wither skeleton. Anyone see that? There's a wither skeleton. And a skeleton in armor. Those skeletons in armor are actually very difficult to kill. Oh. Okay, note. When you're actually running, it doesn't deplete your food as quickly. It depletes your water. I don't even know where I'm at. Okay, I'm actually heading in the right direction. I kind of had to just estimate where I was going. Luckily, I'm actually pretty good at estimating things. Okay, I should just be right over here. Okay, good. And I could toss this stuff down. Shift right click, and you could place them down. I'm actually going to be smelting them up, but don't, for now, I'm just going to skip ahead till day because, of course, there's not really much I'm going to be doing other than making a couple tools. So, see you then. And I'm back, and as you can hear, it is definitely daytime. And there we go. Seems fine to me for now. He's not trying to murder me. But yeah, I still haven't found all the cassiterite and stuff I need. I'm actually surprised because usually that's one of the materials that's actually quite easy to find. I want to take a look. Can I just make it? No, good. Okay, I was making sure I couldn't just make a stone anvil out of practically any material I found. That's kind of why I want to go over here. Oh, I don't want to run. That would be definitely a bad idea right now. Since I don't need to. Is this... Okay, it's still this junk stone. I do, however, think this is granite. Like right here. 'Cause the dirt seems almost different. It just seems a little bit lighter. In fact, you can actually tell what's under it by taking the shovel. Or did I use up my shovel? I think I used up mine because I don't see it right now. You can actually tell what material it is by... Yes, this is granite. Now, I try not to keep the dirt on hand until I actually am building something. See? That's something you have to avoid when you're trying to build around mountainside areas. But yeah. That helped me probably more than you could actually expect. Yeah, I can understand because I need an anvil. And guess what? It makes a good anvil. At least for the lower tiers. Granite. Now, just open that up. Throw your hammer in. And you now have an anvil. This is a stone anvil. It's your first tier. Usually if you have tin, you can use that. I actually wanted to test something that I'm pretty sure is no longer existent, but I want to test it anyway because why not? This is pine wood, I think. Surprisingly, this is a rare tree. I rarely ever find more than a couple of them. And there's just a couple of them, like one's there. Let's see, I'm just looking for any ores I can find, just in case. Yeah, it's always that one ore that you're missing. I have plenty of tin, so I'm pretty sure if tin works for this, then I have at least a tin tool. Ow, I need to stop doing that. I'm getting lazy and I keep forgetting that falling damage is not exactly forgiving here. One pine log. Need an open hand to do that. Just want the small cassiterite. Since I have 16 pieces, that's why I want to test this. Can I stick this in here and try to melt it? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. I just had to make sure. Consider curiosity. But yeah, I need to create another kiln anyway, so water issues again. I need 8 logs, don't I? Ooh. Good news is there's water nearby. I need these. Main reason I want water, or those jugs, is to carry some water around. I made some more clay vessels. Oh man, I can barely see right now because of that. Can't fill anymore. I need to go get water, like immediately. Yeah, once I have that clay jug, I shouldn't have any more water issues for a while, because those jugs, I do believe you can just drink from them, and their water should be fine. The slow trek to water. There, finally. It's usually, when you're down to about a quarter of water, it becomes very hazardous. So usually you want to keep yourself from getting that low, otherwise you are likely to die in a fight or other unfortunate issues. Chopping this down because it doesn't need to be all the same wood, actually. Don't know, I was thinking it needed to be, but I proved myself wrong. Spruce, I really just don't care about it, but it's a good initial fuel source. So, if you don't have any willows around, this is one of the second best things. Again, those are kind of an issue. Plus you can't replant those. Yeah, I need to go on a chopping expedition to just completely chop down probably one of these forests. Oh. Okay. That is specifically why you want to look down when you're walking. Oh, my heart. I knew there was a pit here. It's like, as soon as I started falling, it's like, oh god, I just fell through the pit. Or by the 9, or whatever you want to call it. My heart. Luckily, there's I have a gravity-less block. That's why I kept that. I need to block that off. Oh, my heart. Okay. Yeah, if you just hold it, hold right click on this, it usually works. There. By the way, don't try to walk into the fire, it still hurts. Well, now recovering from the epic fall of I'm surprised I'm still alive. Let's continue because there was some material over here. And I didn't collect it. Specifically because I wanted to keep it around here. I'm just going to keep that wood there. This looks harvestable. I don't need to create wood there. Any ores? Because I didn't venture out here for ores as much. froze for a second. Okay, it's back. That was an odd, probably land terrain generation. Let's see. Female. Let's see. I like high vantage points because you can actually see if there's any good material around. Wasn't it control? Yeah. Berry bushes over there. Yeah, I don't see anything overly useful over here. I'm guessing that's diorite. And it's getting dark. Well, I feel better. Probably should just break these and use them for something else, but right now it's not as useful. And I'll see when it's day again. I'm thinking about actually starting to light up my area around my base to at least be out here for a little bit longer, but right now it's not as important. And, oh, I need a knife. Because me using that stuff, oh, I'm slowed again. Again, water issues. So, see you guys when I get back. I'm probably gonna die this night. See you soon. And I'm back. For now. I am likely to die very shortly. Because I can barely move and my water is practically depleted. Good news is, however, I can at least go and get water in and fill this jug. Don't even know if I'll make it to the water because this is already a pretty painful journey at slowness too. The pain. Yes, I've already decided to name this episode The Leap of Faith after my little incident. There. And it should hold quite a bit of water. I don't think I can drink anymore, but I don't know if it was refilling it just because I was in the water, or if it was just draining it from this. Regardless, water jug. Good for survival, especially when you need to survive, and you can still place it. I probably expect this to become something similar to wine jugs, and I can't remember the actual name. It starts with an A. It's Greek. I was trying to remember it. Aphomoir or something like that. I'll remember at some point. Might just go look that up because it's always fun to have something technical, but it doesn't really matter as much. I need some material. Now that I have water, it's not so much of an urgency to maneuver around. now I just need food. Trying not to kill the pigs and other creatures around here, as it ends up not being so good for my survival. It's only a short-term thing. Come on, how many of these saplings do I have? The ash. Okay, I got 4. Let's see if I can get one more. If not, I'll just chop it down. Now. Because I'm trying to collect some wood now. Because I'm going to need quite a bit of it. I actually filled up one of the wood piles in my house. I'm not sure if... I mean, really... TerraFirmaCraft is based on survival, so I don't know if I'm going to be cutting out too much stuff. Just because... I mean, what's the point of cutting it out? Because it's... every moment spent in TerraFirmaCraft is kind of the challenge there. I'm trying not to die as much. But dying's kind of inevitable. At least at this point in the mod's life. It's pretty harsh. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show you guys, see how these are 13.8 ounces and 14.2? Combine them, and you get the combined weight. That's good if you have, and this works with any food material. Of course, they can only go up to 160 ounces, but you could also take a knife and cut them in half, and that just cuts the actual available material in half, like if you're trying to share it with a friend. It's actually quite a useful mechanic, because if you're trying to survive with another person and you have a bunch of food but your friend does not, it allows you to split it in half, or even barter with it as a separate unit. That scares me every time. It's like really loud in my ears because I have my headphones on, and usually that ends up with me dead as well, or at least severely injured. But yeah, for now, if you like what you're watching, subscribe. If not, oh well. Have a nice day. Follow me on Twitter, whatever. See you next time.